welcome to another episode of Ask Flora. This week's topic is how do you know that you've hit rock bottom in your codependency? So to answer this question, I'm actually going to share with you a part of my story that I've never shared publicly before. So for those of you who don't know my story, I've got a couple links below where you can check out the beginning and the ending of the story, but this is the part that's in the middle that, like I said, I've never shared publicly before. So there was a point in my life about 15 years ago where I shut off my intuition. I was mad at God or Goddess or whomever was up there, and I was being given information intuitively that I didn't really know how to put together and to put in place. And so some events happened and I got mad and I said, I don't want this anymore. So I shut my intuition off and vowed to do the absolute opposite of what I was given. But what I didn't share with you is shortly after that, I met someone who is or was the husband of one of my very dear friends, and I ended up having an affair with him. And so how those events played out was I had no self-esteem. I had no self-worth. My self-confidence was in the toilet, and I was manipulated. And he was a master manipulator, and I take full responsibility for what happened and what I did. And several months into the affair, I kind of snapped out of it and I realized, wait a minute, what am I doing? And I started to see through the facade of manipulation and that codependent type controlling behavior that I was so used to engaging in. And you know, that's the thing about codependency, is that we as a codependent want to please others, and many times we get controlled. And so all of a sudden realizing, what the hell am I doing? This is so not like me, and I totally am so against cheating and affairs and whatnot that I was shocked, I was embarrassed, I was sad and scared, and I didn't know what to do. And so during this 2 years of me shutting off my intuition, that was that first kind of section, if you will, the first several months, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God. So I ended the affair and I moved out of the place that I was staying in, and I got a job and I got married right away with the first guy that even, said, oh, hey, how are you? Okay, fine, let's get married. Because I felt like if somebody knows this about me, will they even love me? And I told him, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine with it. And we got married. Shortly after that, we got a divorce. Shortly after that, I got laid off. And shortly after that, I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm living a lie. I need to just run away from everybody. And I moved to South Africa. And for those of you who have heard my story, have heard the awakening that I had in South Africa, where I realized my life was shit and I didn't like it. And I thought it was the people around me. And I realized that no, it was me. I needed to do my own work. I needed to fix my codependency. I needed to fix my life. And I really had to go within and ask my guides to come back. On the beach in South Africa, I prayed to my peeps and I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't, like run away from my life. I can't run away from what I've done, but help me heal. Help me figure out how I can help others never be in this situation. I never want anyone to feel hopeless and helpless. I never want anyone to find themselves in a situation where they realize that they just betrayed someone, and not just them, but themselves. And so I asked my guides to show me what to do and just give me the next step. And so in that place of surrender, I realized my life was unmanageable. I realized I was doing things totally out of character. I realized my life was out of control. And so that's to answer this question of how do you know when you've hit rock bottom in your codependency, is just that. Your life becomes unmanageable. Your relationships become unmanageable. You do things completely out of character for you, and you're out of control. And so if you're in a relationship or a situation where you're having an affair, where you're feeling controlled, or you are controlling, you're being manipulated, or you are the manipulator, and you want out, you're just ready to stop the cycle and to stop the madness of it, and to start to gain control and to start to heal that wound that's within you, I would recommend that you seek support. I've got several links below, several books that have helped me heal throughout the years. Also, I've got a link for Codependency Anonymous. And also, if you can, try to find some type of support for your mental health, such as a therapist or a coach that can help you unravel the knot that is your life when you realize that you are a codependent, or that you realize that you've had an affair with someone and that you have to start fixing those bridges that you've burned, if you even want to fix them, or if the person that you harmed even wants to fix it. So having an affair, having very embarrassing things happen is not the end of the world. It sucks, it hurts, it's, like I said, very embarrassing, but there is hope on the other side. And there's a lot of judgment that comes with it. There's a lot of people that will sling accusations, that will sling comments, that will sling labels at you. But know that you are not those labels. You are not that past. You are your present and your future. And if you are willing to heal, if you're willing to have a better future, a future that feels good for you, that feels strong, that feels empowered, where you trust yourself first and foremost, then you know you're worthy. You know that you can rebuild your self-worth, your self-confidence, and your self-esteem, but we can't do it alone. So that's my recommendation for you today, is to own your story, own it. And I'm not proud of my actions. I'm not proud that I had an affair. I'm not. But I own it because it's part of who I am, and it's one of the main reasons why I coach today. It's one of the main reasons why I help people with codependency. It's one of the main reasons why I let people know that they are not alone. So look at this event in your life. Look at how it's shaped you. Look at how it's allowed you to see the full gamut of who you are. Without the shitty things in life, we can't know how fabulous these fabulous things are, you know? And if people want to judge you, fine, let them judge you. That early on I realized in my recovery from codependency is that no one is a saint. Everyone has a skeleton in the closet. Everyone has things that they're embarrassed about, and you know, they have dirty laundry. And we can choose to show those skeletons, we can choose to show that dirty laundry, or we can choose to not. But one of the things that I've found is so much freedom in sharing my dirty laundry and sharing my skeletons and say, look, I'm not perfect, but you know what? I learned from it. I found so much value in realizing what I had done and realizing how that event of that manipulation and the control factor of codependency, I saw how that turned my world upside down. And I also saw how I didn't have a support system in place. I didn't have someone that I could go to say, hey, you know, I think I screwed up. Well, I know I screwed up. Even before it happened, when that person reached out to me and he started to tell me all these things that I needed to hear and wanted to hear, and it made me feel good and made me feel wanted and made me feel loved when I hadn't felt that in years, I realized where I was at. And what I really truly needed, and what I should have asked for, so that that didn't happen, so that that affair never would have happened. And so that's one of the things as a coach that I strive to do, is I strive to ask those really important questions to help my clients realize what their self-worth is, what their self-esteem is, what their self-confidence is, where they are at right now, and where they want to go. And one of the things in my life at that point, right before I had the affair, was that I didn't feel worthy of love. I didn't. My dad kicked me out when I was 16. My life was really tumultuous. I just got a divorce, and that person wasn't faithful to me, and so I felt, what the hell is wrong with me? I had no self-esteem. I was so low. I was really at the bottom of the barrel. And this person told me things that I needed to hear, my spirit needed to hear. And before I knew it, I was months into an affair with someone who was very close to me, her husband. So know that it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. It really isn't. But know that when you find yourself in a situation like this, you can heal. You can move forward and through it. And you can create a better life for yourself. I'm living proof of this. This was 15 years ago. And I've gone on to live the life. I'm actually living the life of my dreams right now. So, really give yourself permission to own your story. You don't have to be proud of it, but just own it. And say, you know what, this is part of who I am. And nobody's perfect, and I'm okay with that. But just look at the value that you have found from the experience and use that as motivation to move forward. And use that as motivation to create the life that you really truly want to have. Well, I hope that you have found value in this. And if you have, please come back next week for more Ask Flora. Bye-bye. How would you like to get access to my arsenal of personal development classes? Hi, I'm Flora Sage from the FloraSageTherapiesInstitute.com, and I want to personally invite you to become a member of the Flora Sage Therapies Institute. This is a place where I've created a hub for my clients, my customers, and my students so that they can get all access all the time, 24/7. How would you like to get access to over 15 personal development classes? My Shift Your Money Mindset 4-module program, my Fearlessly Inspired 12-week program, all of my meditation albums, all of my affirmation albums, 5 live monthly calls, including my What's Up Wednesday calls, and a live group coaching and reading call, as well as over 170 archived What's Up Wednesday calls. What's the What's Up Wednesday call? The What's Up Wednesday call is a 60-minute live call that we do every single Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Central Time that's recorded. It's a spirit-led call where we look at the hot topics of the week and then end the call with a weekly challenge. How can you get access to all of this? By getting your all-access pass to the Flora Sage Therapies Institute Inner Circle. Click the link below to learn how you can get your all-access pass.